Hey everybody, Robert Preston Jr. here with DouglasNow.com. Live here just a few minutes after the Coffee High Trojans got finished defeating the Ware County Gators tonight 21-7 at Jardine Stadium here in Douglas. It was the third straight win that the Trojans have had over the Gators, and the Border Wars trophy, which is a trophy that moves back and forth between the winners of each game, stays in Douglas. It has been here for 3 years in the office of Mayor Tony Polk, and it will remain here with Mayor Polk for one more year. Not a whole lot of highlights to talk about. All the scoring was done in the first half. Everything was done, in fact, pretty early, and the scoring wrapped up pretty quickly. But we'll go over the scoring summary for tonight's game and give you a few thoughts about it. First of all, I'll say that this game was everything that last week's game was not. Remember, we won 64-8 last week. I think the Salem Seminoles brought 6 or 8 fans with them, really. I mean, fewer than 10 fans over there. The visitor side was almost packed tonight. A lot of traffic in and around the stadium with the new roundabout and the way traffic flows on the south side of the stadium now. There was traffic backed up from the stadium all the way to the red light of the 206 connector down on 441. So if you went in that way, there's a lot of traffic, a little bit difficult getting in, a little bit difficult getting out. But again, part of that was because Ware County brought a visitor side full of people there tonight. So probably be the most well-attended game from a visitor standpoint that we'll have until we get into region play. So let's go over what happened real quickly. Coffee took the ball first and started driving. A.J. Wilkerson found Jalen Suggs for a nice touchdown pass on the first possession to go up 7-0. The lead would be short-lived, though. On the ensuing kickoff, Ware County caught the ball, fielded it, took it in for ran a kickback for a touchdown, tied the game at 7. So with about 8.5 minutes left in the first quarter, the score was tied 7-7. Coffee, of course, got the ball back on the ensuing kickoff and moved downfield, finished the drive with a touchdown run by Jamal Polk to put Coffee up 14-7. Then a couple of possessions later, Ware had the ball. Ball's on. It was third down. He had a huge hit on the running back. I believe Jabez Turner made that hit. Now I might be wrong. Seem to remember that Jabez made that hit. Ware fumbled the ball, and I want to say that they fumbled right before he got hit. He lost the ball carrier lost the ball. Turner made the hit, and we're all watching. He picked him up and drove him into the turf. It was a pretty amazing hit. It was one of those where everybody goes ooh, and we were all watching him, and all of a sudden, Latoric Wynn, big 6'7" linebacker, picks the ball up off the ground as the ball carrier is being driven into the grass at Jardine Stadium. Wynn picks the ball up and runs it 55 yards in for a touchdown. Noah Saylor was perfect on the night on extra points. Of course, he made the first 2, made the third one as well. That put us up 21-7, and that was the way the game would end. Through the rest of the first half, nobody scored. Didn't score in the second half. We had chances. They had chances. Actually, they pinned us deep in our own territory through much of the second half, and we weren't able to get out and do a whole lot. And yet when we got the ball, or when they had the ball, we were able to push them even farther back. At one point, a crucial time with about 5 or 6 minutes left in the game, Ware was in our territory. Had they been able to score, they could have possibly gone for an onside kick. They would have gotten the ball back at least one time, given the time on the clock, and would have had a chance to at least tie. We know that almost worked for them last year. However, they had 4 straight offsides calls, false start penalties, that backed them all the way up with, 3rd and almost 40. The left tackle moved 4 straight times. They also had the ball at the goal line. They had it 1st and goal and fumbled, and we recovered the ball. And that we didn't move it very much, but we took the ball away from them. We punted to them, and then I believe that's when they had all the false start penalties that backed them up and really took them out of the game. By the time all that took place, we got the ball back, got a first down, ran out the clock, and that was that. Sorry, got a call. So we won the turnover battle 2-1. They turned the ball over twice. That fumble that led to a touchdown. We threw an interception, did not get any points out of that. We were able to stop them after they took the ball from us. And then, of course, we got the ball when they fumbled on the 1 yard line. We were unable to score, but it did give us some time to run the clock down and then get the ball out. So our defense was solid. A couple of observations about Ware. Ware was big, extremely big, but they were slow. And our speedy defensive line took care of their big linemen. They had two guys that had to be close to 300 pounds. And I know Arliss Sutton lined up on one of them all night long, and I was watching Arliss a good bit. And Arliss was always able to shake that guy and get to the ball. I mean, Arliss plays all over the place anyway, if you know him. Unbelievable player. Just a junior, not big, but incredibly fast, incredibly strong, maybe pound for pound the strongest kid we've got on the team. Just an unbelievable young man. And he was lined up against these monsters on the end all the time, these big tackles, and he took care of them. You know, even when they clogged him up, if they tried to run to his side, and you know the big guys had him, he was still able to shake them. He was stronger than they were, and that was kind of interesting. You could see him; they might put a body in front of him, but he was able to get free from them again, working off of his strength, and still able to get the ball. He was all over the ball all night long. Josiah Killebrew had some big hits. A lot of our kids played really, really well all night long. Ware's got a great sophomore quarterback, unbelievable player, very undisciplined, and played a little bit scatterbrained at times. If you could take his athleticism and his playmaking ability and put it into a good, coherent scheme, he'd be tough to handle. But he sort of played by the seat of his pants all night long, and that kept him a little bit discombobulated. So Ware's got some work to do. I believe they're now 1-2 on the season. They lost the first game of the year, won last week, and then lost us, whereas we are 3-0. So, again, now we've got 5 more home games here in Douglas, each of them starting at 7:30. So we will take the field next week at Jardine Stadium again with a 3-0 undefeated Trojans team and continue to try to build momentum as we head to the region schedule. So it's a good time, good game. Anytime you can beat Ware County, even though they're a classification below us. I always hate these sports cliches and things like that, but you know, you can kind of throw the records out the window and all that stuff that goes with a rivalry game. And it was a tough, hard-fought game, and both teams really did a good job of keeping each other off balance in the second half. But thankfully, we had that cushion going in to the second half, and were able to hold our lead. So it was a good night. Again, Trojans come away with a 21-7 win over the Ware County Gators, the 3rd straight win that we have over Ware. So beat them once at home 3 years ago. Last year we beat them in Ware County. This year we beat them at home. Next year we will be back over there at Ware County as well, looking to make it our 4th straight win. So great game tonight. I need to offer another apology to the assistant principal at Coffee High School. I was trying to get into the game. I never get my bag checked, my camera bag checked, and I was trying to get in. We were a little bit late. I was in a little bit of a rush, and there were a line of people I was trying to get around. I had a ticket. I always buy a ticket. And the assistant principal, today was her 4th day on the job, she started on Tuesday, wanted to check my bag, and I was not very nice about it. And that's not the way that I try to act. I do not want to get upset and get aggravated with people who are simply doing their job. And after I left, I sat down and thought about it, and I felt really, really bad. And I went back at halftime and apologized to her and shook her hand and said, "Look, I'm sorry. This is not how I act. This is not what I do. I didn't mean to act like this. You're not going to have any problems out of me the rest of the season." She shook my hand, and I hope she knows that I was sincere. I was very sincere about it. And after the game, I was talking to Van Allen, and Van said, I heard you met our new assistant principal. And I said, "Van, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I apologize to her again. I was way out of line. And he said, "Well, I invited her to go to church with us on Sunday morning. You didn't tell her you go to First Baptist, did you?" I said, "Van," after the way I acted, she doesn't even know I'm a Christian." I said, "I'm sorry. I am sorry." And we had a good laugh about it. But we're laughing now. But I felt terrible. And as I found out that of all the people that came in the stadium that they were checking, I was the only one that gave them some attitude, and I'm not very proud of that. I'm laughing about it now, but I'm really embarrassed about it. I feel terrible. So again, I want to offer another apology on the airwaves again for my bad behavior going into the stadium. So anyway, the night kind of got off to an inauspicious start with that, but the Trojans made up for it. Won 21-7 tonight over Ware County. Never really in danger. We were tied one time. Other than that, we had the lead the whole game. Always great to get a win. Always great to get a win. The Trojans are 3-0 on the season. Next week, 7:30 in Douglas. Go out there to the stadium and watch it. The team's coming together, getting better each and every week. And we're going to have our work cut out for us the last 4 games of the year when Region gets here. It's going to be tough. It is going to be very, very tough, but we're headed in the right direction. Thank you guys for watching. Once again, Coffee High winner, 21-7 over the Ware County Gators. The Border Wars Trophy stays here in Douglas for another year. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully we'll have a quiet weekend. You won't have to see me or hear from me for the rest of the weekend, but if something does happen, we will be here with you. Y'all have a great night, a great weekend. Go Trojans, go Dogs, go Falcons. We'll see you next time.